In the last days of Narnia, far up to the west beyond Lantern Waste and close beside the great waterfall, there lived an ape, and his name was Shift. Shift had one friend and neighbor who was a donkey called Puzzle. At least they both said they were friends, but from the way things went on, you might have thought Puzzle was more like Shift's servant than his friend. One morning, the pair of them were out walking along the shore of Cauldron Pool. As they looked, Shift suddenly pointed with his dark, skinny finger and said, "Look, what's that?" "What's what?" said Puzzle. "That yellow thing that's just come down the waterfall. We must find out what it is." "Must we?" said Puzzle. "Of course," said Shift. "Just hop into the pool and fish it out." "Hop into the pool," said Puzzle. "Well, how are we to get it if you don't?" said the ape. But, said Puzzle, "wouldn't it be better if you went in? You're as good as a man or a dwarf when it comes to catching hold of things. I've only got hoofs." "Really, Puzzle," said Shift, "I didn't think you'd ever say a thing like that. As if you didn't know perfectly well what weak chests apes always have and how easily they catch cold." "Very well, I will go in. I shall probably die." "Please don't," said Puzzle, half braying and half talking. "I'd forgotten about your weak chests. Of course I'll go in." And in he went. At last, when he was almost tired to death, he succeeded in gripping the thing with his teeth. He flung it down in front of Shift and stood dripping and shivering. The ape was busy going round and round the thing and spreading it out and patting it and smelling it. Then a wicked gleam came into his eye and he said, "It's a lion's skin." "Oh, is it?" gasped Puzzle. "Now I wonder," said Shift to himself. "I wonder who killed the poor lion," said Puzzle presently. "It ought to be buried." "Oh, it wasn't a talking lion," said Shift. "All the same, Shift," said Puzzle, "aren't lions rather solemn? Because of you-know-who?" "Don't start getting ideas into your head, Puzzle," said Shift. "We'll make this skin into a fine, warm winter coat for you." "Oh, I don't think I'd like that," said the donkey. "I don't think it would be respectful to the great lion, to Aslan himself, if an ass like me went about dressed up in a lion's skin." "Now don't stand arguing, please," said Shift. "You know you're no good at thinking." "I'll tell you what," he said. "You better take a good brisk trot down the river as far as Chippingford." As soon as he was alone, Shift went into his little house. He found needle and thread and a big pair of scissors there. He saw that the body of the lion's skin would be too long for Puzzle, and its neck too short. So he cut a good piece out of the body and used it to make a long collar for Puzzle's long neck. Then he cut off the head and sewed the collar in between the head and shoulders.